Okay, so my thoughts for this movie, I'm gonna do a part one and part two. I have to say that the way I used to see this movie from today has changed. I used to dislike this movie. I didn't think it was going to be that good. But today, after watching this movie yesterday and today, I have to say that I do enjoy this movie. I think the storytelling was super good. There wasn't that much action, but I could understand why because it was focusing more on the story between Mechagodzilla, what happened to him, what happened to all the people remaining on Earth, and everything. You know how they were going to bring back Mechagodzilla, and I know a lot of people are disappointed because Mechagodzilla wasn't in this movie, but it's interesting what they did with this movie. So after so many years, they discovered Mechagodzilla and his remains. So his remains pretty much his whole body got destroyed, but what's remaining is his head. So pretty much they go into this city, which is now called Mechagodzilla City. So over the time, Mechagodzilla evolved because he did have limits as to how far he could grow. But over the decades or years, Mechagodzilla actually was evolving and now he has no limits. So pretty much anything that gets close to Mechagodzilla, like a monster or Godzilla or anything that's alive, Mechagodzilla will kill or absorb and will expand. So the more lives that you sacrifice or the more monsters that get killed, Mechagodzilla expands more. And that's why he turned into a city because his memories and everything that was left was fighting to survive. You know, he was fighting to kill Godzilla because he was programmed to only kill Godzilla. So even though his remains were killed, he was still fighting. His brain was fighting all these years, and he was evolving, and the nanotech was expanding, and slowly Mechagodzilla turned himself into a city, and he created this mist or just like clouds that camouflage himself or hide this city from Godzilla. So pretty much the humans and Godzilla cannot see this city, and he has like a barrier. And the main character, I forgot what's his name. I believe his name is Hero or something like that. Or oh man, I cannot remember his name. I'm very bad with names, with Japanese names. But pretty much they go into Mechagodzilla City to see if they can reboot Mechagodzilla, and turns out that they can. They have control over Mechagodzilla. So Mechagodzilla turns like into this computer from inside. So they have a base now. From that base, they're going to um transform Mechagodzilla into weapons. And I was right, guys. With the nanotech, they did upgrade those robots. They upgrade them into the Falcons or the Eagles, and they pretty much upgrade them with speed, 25% more damage on weapons. Their speed, oh my god, it's amazing, man. The way they sound is actually pretty badass. I do like what they did because even though when I saw them, I was like, how can this small thing go up against Godzilla Earth, you know? But turns out, even though they're super small, they're so badass. The way they move, the way they shoot, they actually do a lot of damage to Godzilla. Like the first time they shoot at Godzilla Earth, they do like a mini nuke explosion. So yeah, they could only do three because they don't have enough time to do a lot more. But they do convert the city into weapons. So pretty much they're going to make this city into a Godzilla trap where they're going to take him or lure him into this Godzilla trap, and they're going to trap him and shoot him with an EMP harpoon, which is going to stick on his back. So pretty much it's like the same plan that they did to the first Godzilla, but this time with more tech from Mechagodzilla in the nanotech. So they're going to shoot his back, and all the weapons are going to focus on his spikes, and they're going to break his spikes, so it leaves an opening for them to shoot the harpoon's EMP, and that's going to overload Godzilla and pretty much um, prevent him from doing his shield or attacking. So once he attacks, he's going to blow himself up just like in the first movie. But turns out that Godzilla actually evolves as well. So they shoot the EMPs, but there's this unique heat coming out, and all the nanotech is poured onto him, onto his legs, so he cannot move, and slowly it starts killing him, right? So Mechagodzilla City can expand more and have more power. But it turns out that they need more lives to be sacrificed, and those two commanders, they seem to know so much about Mechagodzilla. It's so weird how they just discover him and they know so much and they, I don't know, but they seem like creepy, like mysterious. And in a way, Mechagodzilla City or Mechagodzilla is evil because they pretty much have two choices right here. Either they kill Godzilla Earth with Mechagodzilla and they have to sacrifice more lives to do that to win because they need more nanotech to take over Godzilla. But if they do that, Godzilla Earth will die and pretty much everything around them will die. And slowly over time, Mechagodzilla will take over the Earth and pretty much a new Godzilla will be born. So there's like the two choices are bad. Either you kill Godzilla Earth for Mechagodzilla to rise, but in that choice that you take, Mechagodzilla will rise and take over the Earth, and everything around the Earth will be killed. Everything around the Earth will be turned into nanotech, and that all the monsters were killed. So it's pretty much the same thing. History is repeating itself, and even that scientist or that guy that comes from the aliens, or he's an alien, tells them that pretty much Mechagodzilla feels sinister, and around that city, if you go into that city, you're going to feel weak. So pretty much Mechagodzilla is evil. They're hinting that Mechagodzilla is evil, and once you're in that facility, you feel weak and all that. Also, in this movie, they hint that King Ghidorah is awaiting, and pretty much the alien tells Harudo, whatever his name is, that Godzilla compared to King Ghidorah is nothing, that you should fear King Ghidorah even more, and that he's pretty much larger than Godzilla Earth, and Ghidorah is what killed their planet and ended with their race. And also for the two twins, they go into their tribe and they can talk telepathically, and they talk about how Mothra was killed before by Godzilla and how Mothra didn't stand a chance. So Mothra did leave an egg, which means that we're going to be getting Mothra, King Ghidorah, or Ghidorah and Godzilla again. But this is a larva egg, and they don't have hope that this larva egg is going to do anything, because if Mothra got killed, what do you expect a larva Mothra is going to do with Godzilla? And yeah, I mean, like the ending credit scene was that at the end, the guy told him that Ghidorah is awaiting in space. He's lurking somewhere out there in space, and that he's massive. And I'm not sure if that's the creature that they're talking to or their god, because both of those aliens, one in the mothership, says how their gods tells them that they get like special messages from their god or their gods. So it's kind of weird. But I'm gonna do a part 2 about